and Harry, they picked T-side on Ancient to come through. We've had a few T-side pickers in this tournament already, and fnatic now starting off on the attack. It's the final map of the night here, and only one team may survive. The other will be eliminated with nothing. Vault will find Crims coming through that B door, but this is all a fake out into an A play. Neelan with a lovely position, his head hitbox covered by the wall, will get that kill. Bomb just about planted with cover from Brokey, but Mezzi's let the flank already come through and his teammates are starting to drip dry. There is no way Mezzi can win this round.
Yeah, it's not the knife round anymore.
He's like, where are they? They ran right by. They didn't see him. They weren't waiting for him. He ends the round confused. That's unlucky. But regardless, GamerLegion with a quick retake. And even if he was in position, I don't think it would have helped. Wow, 4 A1Ss come through, and maybe even a 5th if Kios has A1S equipped. This is a big buy for round 2.
Damn.
Because they keep all their armor.
Yeah.
That's crazy, actually. Have you ever seen a second round buy like that? They've got good util and kit.
Oh,
well, they had.
Maybe all for nothing. Oh, maybe all for nothing. Crims doesn't care how many M4s you bring to the party. He's going to uproot every single one of them.
He blows out your birthday candles. He eats your cake. He slaps your sister. He's done it all. He's ruined the celebrations for GamerLegion after that pistol round. Neelan has a gap. He goes right through. They have to cancel the plant. Scared he'll run them down.
That gets them off the bomb. fnatic were ready to have celebrations of their own. But now, nothing is certain, nothing is sacred. A long way away is Roy right now, so there's a 2v2 open for GamerLegion if they're acting quick enough, they're fast enough about it. Afro going to win that first one, and now it is just Neelan. He's in hot water. The presence of this flank should safeguard the round. And Neelan going to lob that smoke onto the bomb. Looks for the fight at CT. He was aware, but he couldn't win it. And so fnatic going to cook up a reply immediately. And it's signposted by Crims, just running them down out through middle with that Galil.
That was madness for Crims. How do you get away with 3 kills going through that smoke? Attempted climb up for Volt, a one-way for A-Core and a re-swing, and all of that falls apart. In what is the best second round buy I've ever seen. 5 A1Ss with decent util, with Molotovs, with kit. And GamerLegion immediately back down to the bare bones. This is a cool boost. But it may be avoided all entirely. Neelan in a nice corner. They're going to molly the other side so they can clear him manually. He knew it was coming, so he just goes for the swing. It's exactly what fnatic wanted. B is free. Just got to walk in.
It's theirs if they want it. All you got to do is to reach out and take it. It's like that bit from Willy Wonka.
Or candy from a baby.
Or that, yeah, that got removed from the original film, though, didn't it? So as long as they don't go into this stack, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just don't go A. It's that simple. And they're about to get the info. Dexter's even collecting it himself. This is primary research from Dexter. He's got his references. He knows what's good. And so that bomb's going to move on up and into the safe site.
A sigh of relief for fnatic as they don't run into a stack. I think forever hurt and burned by that one round on Inferno that just flipped the entire first half into GamerLegion's pocket. Or second half, rather. And an attempt on the save, but Dexter hungry for money. They'll trade him out, but we've got GamerLegion boxed in here. Literally. Nowhere to go for A-Core. How patient is he? Oh.
will, though, and that's what's going to kill Acor. He just runs into a spray that was never even meant for him. fnatic getting the second tallied on up, sticking the landing after winning that force buyback. I am kind of, I'm impressed with fnatic going on this early streak, considering the one thing that we were really talking about heading into that second round was just how many M4s were purchased up. That felt like a very safe bet for GamerLegion to have won it, but Crims, ever since that second round, has injected a nice bit of energy into fnatic. He's got them off to a good start. Crims pays his dues.
Talking about head-to-head on the previous map and on the series in general between the two AWPers, right? The two guys you painted coming into this game. Matt Bonavertigo, which obviously very dominant for fnatic, was 7-2 for Afro over Acor. And he actually kept it up even despite losing map 2 at 4-2 in Afro's favor. So 11-4 is a very good head-to-head when it comes to those two AWPers. Obviously, not all of those with the AWP. In fact, Acor didn't even kill Afro with the AWP in Inferno. Only got him with rifles. Ooh, Mezzy. Those silent shots, they can be coming from anywhere.
Mezzy saw that like Dexter was trapped out here over towards CT, and the moment he spotted that, he went running to go and support his captain and try to tee him up for as many SMG kills as possible. So that was like very much by design. They knew that they didn't really have to worry about anything on the GamerLegion side, and they wanted to try and farm as much cash as they could on Dexter. So nice little way to make some extra cash here for the fnatic squad. Dexter's going to keep running that Mac 10, so expect to see him up at the front of the pack. And he's given us a good game today, so it wouldn't surprise me if he puts this Mac 10 to use.
Ooh, missed Insta. Not ideal. Kios will fight through it, but no one's actually going.
Yeah, thank goodness as well, because normally the way you learn about that smoke having missed is you come out and you go, oh, smoke missed, and you learn about it by getting shot, so...
Well, actually, because it's missed, Kios said mid-clear, and so Neelan's come out into mid, so actually, yeah, well, that worked for fnatic, didn't it? A series of events. How the hell is Dexter? He just run past someone. He's gone all the way through the A-bomb site, and he ran past Kios, and no one even knew till it was too late. Acor's dead. Kios does get his revenge, but 4-on-3, and both bomb sites are open.
I feel like Dexter's teleporting around the map, man. Like, that's the second time now in a row where he's just found himself in Red Room in, like, the first, or, like, towards CT in the first, 30 seconds of a round.
I have no idea how he got there.
No, I don't either. I want to explain
that's
it,
the bomb.
but that's the bomb. Oh, dear. GamerLegion might have uprooted this whole damn thing. Roy's getting flashed in. And both players tucked in the cubby.
Good molly.
Molly's going to force a wide peek. They toyed with Isaac. They forced him into an awkward fight, but teammates falling for fnatic. Suddenly, Crims has got to come save the day. They're saying, please, Daddy Crims, please come save us. And so here he is, walking in through the back line. Crims will miss this timing on the players in the site. Is he going to decide to go cave? 25 seconds.
Gotta know.
He kind of needs to try and deal with this pressure on the lane. Roy is not in fighting shape right now. Roy is not in a position. He might just have to feel this urgency to go grab that bomb. So he tries to swing it wide. Crims is too far away. There's no world back into this one for fnatic. Even though Crims gets here, there's no winning the round. There's no time to plant. Kios does not have to give him the fight, doesn't have to give up the kill, and so GamerLegion, daylight robbery. They shut down that bomb as it crosses.
It's a 3-on-5. Keep in mind, the first two kills are to Neelan on ledge, and then they kill Acor back in CT spawn thanks to Dexter, and somehow fnatic just gets so bogged down with that mid-re-aggression for GamerLegion. They climb up, they clear B lane, and the bomb, it's all just a recovery mission. Great re-aggression for GamerLegion to take double cave. They do it because they know so late in the round, even if we don't dedicate on the bomb and try and hold it, fnatic can't get the bomb on go A. There's 30 seconds left. They're not G2. They know they can't do that. They have to commit to the B bomb site. So just Isaac jiggling in cave, stalling out that kill onto Roy as long as he could, waste fnatic's time, and yeah, the clock kills Crims. So already some spicy back and forth at the start of this series, or this map rather. 3-2, and AWP is out for Afro. The best AWPer in this series, off of Impact it's felt like. Roy's back. He's mad. He's taking names. Dexter, again, just walking into A. They saw him. Surely they saw him. Kios, will he check this?
Oh, Dexter's not looking the roll. Oh, he nearly walked on top of him. Kios
Okay.
only realizes right at the last second, there's a man there. And so Dexter does get sniffed out finally. Kind of mad how he's been doing this so consistently.
Good, the bomb has a bodyguard for a change, but Nealon could still win this round.
Spike down over towards long. Isaac going to struggle to play around this. Nealon with a lot of work to do, and there's that bomb drop,
Good
but a
shots.
quick turn from Afro. Fantastic reaction there. Roy trying to hold down the site, and he will open up the route to the 2v2 with that kill to Isaac. They don't know where Kios has gotten to, and amidst these smokes, he's traversed all the way through them, now trying to flank Cave. And Fall doesn't need the assistance, doesn't need the help. Swings it wide from the long side and equalizes this game out. GamerLegion going tit for tat with fnatic early on.
Those are some brutal headshots for Volt. I mean, that's just so efficient, so clean. First bullet in the face, both times. Oh. And that's going to feel very good. Kios was extremely low. They needed Volt to bail them out. fnatic felt too scared to plant there, and they were right. Could not get comfortable, despite how much map control fnatic have had in this game.
That's the wild part, right? Like, when you look at the space that they're getting, it's all the makings of a one round. It's all the makings of good post plants, but they're never even getting to that position. The bomb is constantly getting thwarted in rotation. And then GamerLegion have this uncanny ability to pincer fnatic and make them look like fools. So now we have something a little more interesting. This is a little more concrete. There's no way to stop this plant if you're GamerLegion. There's no way to slow this one down.
Gotta save.
Now that they're re-smoked off in spawn, nothing else is going to be offered by fnatic. This one will just be that save call. So finally, GamerLegion are not able to throw any trickery in around these entries.
Yeah, well, here's the issue with the space fnatic have been getting in these rounds. They've been so split up, right? There's been two guys playing A or going for a donut split, 3 guys going B, and so in that first round where fnatic lose the 5-on-3, sure, Dexter has cleared out A, but he's dying in CT spawn. Well, his team are not even in B doors. The bomb's on its own in T spawn. You know, fnatic have been very split up, which was really the issue for GamerLegion on map 1 back on Vertigo. They just couldn't get trades off. They were, you know, losing their individual fights, and they weren't playing, you know, a ball of death by any means. So there were a couple of very split rounds here from fnatic, but they just group up on this one. They walk through donut, they clear out mid, and they take the A site as a team. And GamerLegion, that's a save that just comes down to economy more than anything. They want to rebuy, and so they had to keep their guns. That is allowed. Fast out mid again for fnatic. They've not really been threatened here. If they want to rush mid, they can. Going through the smoke with a flashbang, though, is the change up. Crims gets completely lost in the source. Walking into Kios, he can't see a thing. Mezzi picks it up, and he shuts down 2 more, but there's a third man in the mist.
And he's got no idea. Mezzi's dead here. Mezzi is dead here. Isaac's got that one at least, and a dink down range onto Dexter, but it's returned from Roy. They've traded places in the smoke.
What's this game?
Gonna deal with Dexter, but there's Afro to get the trade, and now the route in a B is open. Acor, running shoes on, sprints down through middle. All goes quiet. He doesn't want to give the info over. Waiting in the cave. Roy hears that scope, and he knows this AWP is right here. He knows that if he gives this kill away, suddenly Acor can embark on the 1v1. Afro has moved in to play around Roy. They can trade each other here. You're not worried. This swing is a little terrifying, but now they look to chase the AWP down. Now they look to punish. Don't go giving Acor both these kills, and Afro won't. Over the top, he bests his AWPing counterpart on the other side. Afro continues with some high-impact gameplay here.
Oh, I got scared there. I'm not scared about them winning the round, but, you know, Afro was not close enough to Roy to justify that swing. He could have got 2 shots off if he connects it instantly. So,
I like it. They're chasing the AWP down. They know that Acor's not winning the round anymore, so they
just a little bit later when Afro is right behind you. That was very early for Roy, but it is punished. He does get boxed into middle. fnatic, I mean, we're getting an entertaining game here, right? The gloves are off. Bare knuckle. Some bleeding cheeks.
Oh, and Roy keen for a good fisting over at the ramp. 2 from him. Oh, Crim's gonna line them up. Him and Roy combine. And so the pistols dealt with nice, cleanly, easily. And that's actually not something that's been super consistent in this series. So fnatic breathe a sigh of relief.
Was a full eco, right? So GamerLegion coming in with the big guns. They can't really get an orb, so it's away from them. They will call a timeout. fnatic, remember, they picked the T side of this map after winning knife round, and right now they're making a case for it with, again, going back to every map in this tournament so far being T-sided with the exception of Ancient. This is already a change of tune for fnatic. You can see why they've done it. They've had some great ideas, some great set pieces, and a lot of space. Main issue right now is GamerLegion aren't fighting for middle. They have popped a couple times through the smokes. That's worked. They've late cleared it from red, but off of spawn, they're allowing fnatic to take control. So if that keeps up, fnatic are going to keep abusing mid. And again, they're not playing mid, so what do fnatic do? Sure, they just smoke your Molotov and they'll take it back. fnatic double molly mid, no one's climbing heaven. You cool?
Fro,
Jumpy.
Little jittery, little jittery, but
They're
maybe
coming.
you want a head trigger on your AWP. Never mind, he's run down, nothing accomplished. Kioz's in with 2. Oh, why not make it a 3rd? And so Kioz does what he does best, holds the W key, gets stuck in early. And now he's even picked up that AWP, full control of the bomb, holding this sightline into the spawn. Mezzi might be in CT, but that's not going to accomplish much for fnatic here, not without that bomb.
Yeah, they're going to just try and hunt down players who are on the other side of the map and then group up for the bomb, you'd hope. Volt is alone in Donut. And any steps made towards main, which really at this point there should be, is some information to work with. He's just a turret right now, hoping they walk into his... Yeah, I mean, they know they're still either mid or A players. Not everyone will be camping this bomb, but if fnatic are actually attempting this round, it might just be dependent on what they find in the next 20 seconds. They need to get going. Mezzi looks for it.
Yeah,
they've got money. They may as well take a couple of kills at least. You never know. GamerLegion can give this away, but Kioz will ensure the round
for the
as
ace.
he looks for the
give
ace.
it to him. They're trying to give it to him. Nealon just left the angle. He's saying, like, Kioz, go get it. Go get the ace. And that's the IGL you want. He brings his teammate in to get all 5. He lets him take the angle with the AWP, lets him take the long-range fight. He knows that a good Kioz going forward, a Kioz that feels accomplished and is thriving, is what's going to be needed to win this series. And so he lets him go and get all the fnatic players there.
All 5, baby. And that's what GamerLegion are looking for now. Only 2 behind fnatic. It's the latter that call the timeout. They've got loads of money off of this streak, but that can disappear very quickly. This was so swift for Kioz. Saw every player and puts the AWP to use. You could not call this game right now. You could not call who is going on to face Cloud9. It's getting scrappy in the late night.
Yeah, and I gotta say, man, even just across this series, across all the series they've played, I've been very impressed with what Nealon brought to the table for GamerLegion. I think it was so easy to write this team off after, they lose Ema, they lose Sui. You think that maybe the best years of this team are behind them. Not to say that they're at that same height yet, but you've got to give credit. You've got to recognize that Nealon keeps this team competitive.
And clearly brings good vibes as well, which is, a massive reason. We know Shui did the same. Big kill for Acor, catching Mezzi on that flank. Acor started by running through the donut smoke. That's a change in middle, at least for GamerLegion, something that looks good. Default, Roy fights behind it, but Volt will win that fight out. Afro has to get some space here for his bomb to come back. And this actually is awkward for Isaac, because while he could backstab the bomb, he's going to be a little late. He's going to have great timing on the donut flank once they realize, but he is yet to realize. He thinks he's got them locked in B. He's trying to stop them crossing. They've already crossed, mate. It's just so open that fnatic don't believe it. They may even fake this bomb. So they got to clear every single position. At a certain point, you have to smoke CT, and your rifle just has to cover. Your AWP just has to cover.
Dude, this is awkward, though. The GamerLegion do believe they have fnatic boxed in. They've got no idea that this is even a possibility right now.
And fnatic think that this is all too good to be true.
fnatic also, yeah, they don't believe it.
There we go. They literally smoked the bomb.
Smoke on the bomb. Commit to the plant. fnatic don't realize just how gifted an opportunity this is. And when you don't get peeked, when you don't get fought, you start to think maybe something weird's happening here. They're trying to take the space over towards spawn, but there are a lot of GamerLegion players ready to pull up, ready to come through. And Dexter sends them all packing. Acor trying to take up the line where all his teammates have fallen. It's Isaac on this late flank that was meant to pick it up.
Big flank, though.
But he can't get past.
He doesn't know.
Back turn, both players now pulled, and Acor's gonna land the shot on the defuse, and he's asking, do you have any more? Because what a round. The immediate turn from Acor, he gets his running shoes on, he's so decisive in that call, and it leads to a bunch of madness. Afro doesn't hear him, there's chaos all around. But somehow, some way, after Dexter's heroics, after that push into the spawn, it's GamerLegion to win the round when all is said and done.
And Acor, who has been struggling in the head-to-head against Afro, of course he wins it in the 1v1. What a time to do it as well. And tries to get him amped up from across the room.
This is wild.
Yeah.
This game is wild.
It's got it all. It's got every story. Hyper-competitive. Clutch round for fnatic. Drawn back in a 2-on-4. And they lose in the 1v1. Heartbreak Hotel. And look at the gamble again. These rounds, you can't predict them. It's a triple A lean. It's a double A main push. It's just Nealon at B without a shred of utility. If fnatic throw an exec right now, they just have the sight. AWP is spotted. They're going to speed up away from it, try and beat it to the punch, get B back. Kios is just getting here in time. Long spotted Nealon. So they will smoke him off, but Kios goes through the smoke. He wants to challenge for the sight. Boost up over the top. Can they find Kios? No, he's right below the smoke. This is a good position. Can Dexter clear him out? He'll need to. Ooh, team flash is ugly.
Thank goodness no one was there. Dexter will still fall. Kios head on a swivel. Good for two. Roy opens from the cave, but he's trying to take more space than that. He knows now you've got to start pushing forward. Got to win some of these, and Vault makes life miserable for fnatic. It's just Afro left in the hot seat. Everyone else looking on. There's new boy on the block. Afro tries to cook up an impossible clutch. They're holding for the long swing. There's two players out on short. Everywhere he goes, he's going to be left fighting. Tap on the bomb, baits the reaction, deals with the first man in. They've given him a fight, and a missed shot lets him cross in. Oh, another for Afro!
Revenge.
And now he's on the bomb. Acor's got a nade. That's going to do good damage. But Afro, able to elude him. He's looking for his revenge in this grudge match versus Acor. And Acor's not taking it lightly. Wrapping around, he puts a stop to Afro. Not once, but now 2 times over. And just like that, GamerLegion are back in the swing of things. They've tied this game up.
Oh, it's a different game now that Acor's winning these 1v1s, pulling out clutches for GamerLegion, looking like the player that showed up against the Mongols yesterday and saved them from being eliminated earlier than expected. Man, I don't think they were on the same page here, though. Volt just jumps in like he's setting up his teammate to trade, but Isaac's nowhere near. He's pulled all the way back. He's not running in with him. It didn't seem like they communicated that protocol. Volt just believes his team are with him. They are not. Almost kills GamerLegion, but instead they close another clutch. And now fnatic broken as well. They have to play half.
This head-to-head between Acor and Afro is so just enthralling, man. You can tell that it almost gets personal when it's those two left over. And here on this third map, it's Acor, the slightly more tenured, more experienced, edging out these clutches.
Oh, look at this setup. It's such a perfect bait, Acor. Oh, he does get flashed off. Isaac jumps up though, trying to bail his teammate out, not just baiting him for kills. Acorn now has to perform. Miss no scope, they're getting closer. Mezzi runs him down, and Kios comes through with 3 in an instant. GamerLegion eviscerate fnatic again. Kios, the multi-kill madman, 15 and 6. He is putting them to bed. He is tucking them tight under the covers. They can't move.
And it's so great to see. You know, one of the big worries with GamerLegion was just, you know, how can you replace what IEM brought to the table to make that run happen back at the Blast Major? And dude, I think Kios has done such a good job of trying to foot that bill, you know, trying to be the man to make a difference on the rifles.
They've missed Insta again, but Crims doesn't care. He sneaks through, he gets to red. Volt's watching on and off angle. You may have seen him there. Crims doesn't know. Trying to track his prey as fnatic make a lot of noise towards B on this default. They're hoping for an aggressive reaction. Dexter would love a free kill. Crims doesn't want to play first. And they know, all right, they molly him out. He gets all the way back, but there's 2 mollies as well. One thrown from the donut side. He's trapped out on an island right now. They're dedicating a lot of resources to taking him down. Mezzi is here for support. Roy does get picked up a B, and that's a last bullet headshot for Volt as he flicks back. He's fighting for his life, his tournament life. In a 2v5, they turn it back to a 2v3.
Oh my goodness, okay. Volt built like that, all right. Didn't quite know that. My apologies, wasn't entirely familiar with your game, Volt. That was a crazy sequence from him over in middle. Afro's retrieved the bomb, gonna try join up with Dexter. Molly bounces off something, and it will be smoked off anyway. Isaac in position to try to swing out and put a stop to this plant, but he won't react yet. He's waiting. Kios embarking on a very long flank. He almost wished he tried to pressure from Donut. This main flank, well, it will make dealing with Afro a little bit easier. Not going to flush Dexter out. Afro's taking a swing into the spawn. He's seen Volt here. Isaac's lobbing out util, and he dinks Dexter downrange. Back of the donut, he's finished off. And it's Volt and Isaac to close this one out. This time, it's Volt's turn in the limelight. I hope we have that double kill over in red, clipped and ready to go, ready to ship. Because that was gnarly. Look at that! Look at that!
That is, yeah.
Crims doesn't even know what hit him.
You're not even thinking. You're reacting. That's a part of your body that you can't control.
That's the lizard brain taking over.
That's when you drop a cup and you kick it with your foot so it doesn't smash. You were not thinking in that moment, but Volt does it dirty. And GamerLegion are playing like the better team right now. The coordination, for the most part, in some of these rounds is excellent. Some of the flash plays they're going for, that's a super late retake. They could have jumped the gun on it, they don't. And fnatic, who were one of the most interesting teams for me once we saw them in the play-in, picking up some sick wins. Mezzi with a mad map over Cole, a 2-0 over 9. Beating C9 at the start of the group. Now they're having trouble. Now they're facing elimination. And GamerLegion are bringing the heat to them yet again. Another ramp push nets them 2 kills, and they slink back.
They make out like bandits here, man. Like to commit down for these ramp fights and just get out with a clean double, barely even damage dealt back the other way. That's such a huge opportunity for GamerLegion. Now they've just got to realize it. Mezzi will spam Nealon out. GamerLegion are fully sold on the rotate. They bring everyone around. They bring everyone over. Kios, great form today. Still alive. Still very much in this round over towards long. Even though these flashes are trying to make life miserable for him. It's Dexter doubling up. Will find himself another from down under. Look at him go. 3 kills deep from the man at the helm of fnatic. And Volt's the one left to put to rest. Bomb still not planted. And Volt has not spotted Crims this whole time. He's constantly looking over his shoulder. And there's Crims to nail him from the front. It's a half split right down the middle. GamerLegion narrowly holding a lead with some front runners in Kios and Volt. For fnatic, they're going to have to dig deep. They picked into this T side. It's been T-sided all damn day. Do they have what it takes?
What is your calling?
Cologne is cutthroat. Only one will make it out of the evening. GamerLegion and fnatic rages on late into the night. And we are in our final half of regulation at least. Maybe we deserve some bonus play. We'll have to see who can run away with it. 8 rounds on the CT side of Ancient. GamerLegion, they make a statement here. fnatic started strong, tapered off towards the end, but they come in with an aggressive pistol round.
Yeah, trying to take away this lane control, fighting it from middle. Roy, as the point man, looks to be involved first, but he doesn't like what he sees around this corner. They beckon GamerLegion into the cave. GamerLegion do have flashes if they wanted to, but they're down here in middle, so don't have the util to clear this. Instead, they're hoping that fnatic bring the fight to them. Roy's many things. And a patient man is not one of those things. He's going to go swinging out now. Him and Crims fed to the wolves. GamerLegion They sit back on their laurels, they wait, and they get rewarded for it.
They saw Afro as well. They jumped spot him, so he climbs up. They're still waiting with 3 guys there, and Neelan coming out of mid. GamerLegion chill out, and fnatic flustered, fight forward. Dexter needs 4. Oh, squeezing shots out of his USP, but they're up ramp already, and it's only Mezzy. He was AFK last pistol round. And this one he's left, lost to the hands of time, dead as well. 9-7, GamerLegion getting hyped. This new squad that no one expected to make a run, that people called an 0-2 team after losing their in-game leader and their star player, are right now battling back against the new fnatic.
Yeah, it's crazy impressive, and you know, for the core of GamerLegion who are around from the major, you know, you feel like they've kind of heard these opinions before. The fact that they've been overlooked, battling against the grain to have to try and show they've got what it takes. It's just another day in the office for 3 of them. But man, you've got to be impressed with what Neelan's brought to the table, how Volt has adapted to this team, going from, you know, one of the stars on ITV, but not like the guy you really homed in on. That was Cypher every damn time. He's looked good. Neelan's called a very good game today while putting up numbers to go alongside it.
And we can see
Kios and Acor have both risen to the occasion.
Acor's been a star all tournament long, but yeah, for me, it's, you know, the energy you can clearly see Neelan brings to this team, the familiarity with Kios as well, having played with him before. There's definitely things to get behind here for GamerLegion, but can they get into the site? There's still a pistol in play. Crim's getting cleared, not fully. Volt with his back turned, and there's still players in main. Mezzy's coming in to help out his main man, Crims, and he hits ahead as well. Guns dropped on the ground. They can reset. Do they want to just run into Mezzy? It doesn't look like it. He could have gone for the AK, but Mezzy wants speed, making that hefty rotation back. He only knows about one of them in main, though. So he's still scared of the prospect of a lurker out middle. There's nothing of the sort. They will beat him to the punch, and they will get that B plant.
Yeah, he is the util. He knows now he's at least right in his assumption that that bomb was heading back. Mezzy was thrust into a clutch on the pistol round, had no hope in hell of winning it. And on this force buy, that smoke walk is not the answer. Isaac holds it and refuses to let up. GamerLegion finding success against the force, even though they run into that stack. And now 11 rounds is destined. It's written in the stars. There's nothing that fnatic can do about this one.
And I think ending this on the T side, even if it's statistically not been the best for this map at least, or it has been the best for these teams, and it's also just lets GamerLegion play their own game, right? And, you know, the classic, but they're not at the whim of fnatic's calls. They get to make their moves. They get to make their plays out of spawn. And, you know, that's why more often than not, you will pick CT side just to get it out of the way. And so you can pull a comeback off of your calls and not just be the destiny of your opponent and their mistakes. fnatic pick T side. Do they live to regret it? Here's that full buy, that first full buy for fnatic. Orb and everything. Afro has been a monster in this series. He needs to show that value yet again.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing that's worrisome with Afro is obviously the pressure that comes with this being an Elim game, right? Is like, can he keep up this star-studded performance he's given when these are, you know, some serious emotions, some serious anxieties to carry with you, knowing that if you do go quiet, that's the end of the line. Crims dies over in Red Room. And even though Roy's here hoping to trade this, he's not going to manage it. Kios, one shot away from death. A new challenger approaches. Now it's Dexter's turn to try and deal with Kios. Will he be able to? Yes. And he finds a second. So Dexter takes matters into his own hands. That one is nice and easy for Afro. Acor crouching into his crosshair, and he takes it one step further. Right now, Afro seems up to the task of keeping up the games he's brought to us today. Dexter spotted over in the Red Room. Trades a flash for that molly. So the peak is not found for Isaac. He's not given that chance to punish. Will be given the bomb, but nothing else. Nothing else to look forward to for Isaac in this round.
I love how they're giving him nothing as well. At bare minimum, Fnatic need the money of a 3 alive round. And so they say save. Go right ahead. We'll allow it. And that is unfortunately Isaac's best option here. Fnatic onto 8. Pick up something on this CT side after all. First of many.
Counter-terrorists win. Nice boys.
Excellent red control for Kios nonetheless. But Dexter, he's really proven his ability to frag. It was never in doubt when he first came to Europe, right? I feel like we saw that very quickly. Was able to not carry games, but put up big numbers. And we knew that from his time in Australia as well. But there definitely was a downfall in the individual rating of Dexter. And maybe this somewhat links into the conversation of him microing his teammates and his cooling style. Well, I imagine with, again, a lot of experience, a lot of brain power on this team, an ex-in game leader in Mezzi, that there is a lot more room for his teammates to make their own choices. And as a result, for Dexter to focus on his, and he's certainly put up a strong series today. Mezzi, what a powerful position, but Neelan spots him and Kios can swing surely a trade at bare minimum. Neelan allows it. Dexter spams A-Core through on the orb, through the wood. 4 on 3. Neelan goes back for the bomb.
Still plenty of time here. Roy over in middle. Good for that first. Isaac gets out. And they find their way into this 2-on-3. The info in mid goes dark, and so GamerLegion just going to pump the brakes for a second while they wait for Isaac to join up with Neelan here. In amidst all this time, Fnatic are left wondering what's happening over in mid. And so Afro will make a conscious effort to try and clear this as much as he can. But because he's been cut off, because they don't know, they're concerned about Red Room, and this has led them down the path of a retake B setup, playing passive back towards long is Crims. All he can really do is spot from here, and that molly denies any sort of swing. So the bomb makes it into the site, but Dexter nails it. Neelan dead, and Isaac left. Just under 20 seconds left to play with. Has to go grab this bomb. They'll swing out, they'll punish him, and it's Crims to knock out that last man.
This really is on a knife's edge right now. Tightrope walking without any
safety equipment.
That's the one. I was thinking harness. That's
there you
the
go.
one. Yeah, they're just dangling right now.
I could feel you lost the word because you elongated without any.
I don't do a lot of tightrope walking personally.
No, me either.
And if I did, I'd definitely wear a harness. Oh, this is crazy against pistols. Thanks for the AWP, buddy. I'll take that. At least he killed A-Core of all the people to pick. But they're 4 Glocks, and he's just rushed A main. Spawn or not, that's optimistic. And you know GamerLegion will squeeze every ounce out of this AWP.
They are going to try and milk this for all it's worth. You're even happy just in the knowledge that you've got this. And you know Fnatic want it. You know they want it back. And so if you're able to turn this $0 investment into getting tens of thousands out of your opponent, ooh, it's worth it.
They say the best milking method is a firm grip. Isaac is not letting go of that AWP. He got the kill. It's his to play with. But no one is giving him the satisfaction. Passive positions, headshot angle for Roy on the default box. Crims. Maybe even first contact here. They spot him.
Everyone's scared that whoever they're peeking has the AWP, so no one wants to commit to a lengthy, drawn-out fight. Roy will. That's the AWP away. The AWP dropped, and Neelan is not in a position to grab it, so their hope of putting that AWP to work, their hope of using that to make this an expensive round, does not go to plan. They fight the law, and the law wins on that one. Fnatic up into double digits.
Great resilience from fnatic, right? Got very cold towards the end of their T side. It was a 5-round streak in there for GamerLegion, some big clutches. Shutting out, 3-on-5s that were going against them in 1v1s. fnatic were getting so close. They still net a decent T side. And now they're only one away from equalizing. Hoping for another Kio's entry round that he's been delivering us all day, especially back on Inferno. Going back to those brutal B hits through smokes. He is the top performer in the server right now.
Lots of attention over in middle. Round could be won or lost based on how this goes. Instead, the first kill found. Gonna ring out from Acor's AWP. Always keen to be involved early, and it feels great that it's Afro on the receiving end of that if you're GamerLegion. One less signature piece of this fnatic CT side to worry about. And now they look to test the waters in middle again. Crims. Oh, he just switched off the nade hold, leaving him just a second delayed on this swing. The flash, even though it blinds them, they're fine with not taking the real estate immediately. They just ease into the 5v3. And so now for fnatic, this is where you get desperate. This is where you call a gamble. This is where you just group up, you play a 3v5 on one of these bomb sites, and you hope they come to you. They're going to split the defense 1-2 between A and B.
Yeah, I mean, this is hoping for a miracle from Mezzi. It's too optimistic. If anything, he should be thinking about the save. More so than fighting 5, but he'll give it what he's got. Delaying the Molotov to stop the plant. Yeah, he could nade into the molly and maybe kill the planter. That could be something. That could get the ball rolling, but the nade goes wide. The bomb's already down. Nealon eats the molly, but it was well worth it. And now Mezzi has the option to save. He's not playing aggressive enough that he's forced to die. Gave it a couple of chance shots. But it's GamerLegion taking a much-needed 5 alive round, ensuring they won't be reset after one loss. The later you get in the game, the safer often teams will play. That's when the money really matters. You don't want to have your game and your tournament stolen from you because you run out of cash right at the end. Some big opening kills from Acor. And Volt. So fnatic, they take the conservative approach. It will enable a full buy again. But no one is safe. Last timeout used for fnatic.
Yeah, the pressure's really on. You know, for GamerLegion, one of the things that we've kind of talked about to no end was how this was a squad that don't have crazy expectations on them. No one really looked at the move and felt like they came out of it looking better off, right? It felt more like patching wounds. And yet throughout this whole thing, they've constantly surprised. They've constantly defied our expectations. For fnatic, there are expectations on this team, on this organization. We have such a history in Counter-Strike, in Cologne. And he made a move that they hoped would take this squad to new heights. Acor flashed off early over the wards ramp, tries his hand at this entry again. Dexter does go giving him this fight. Acor is determined, say that about him, as he just keeps dipping back in on this peak. No one wins that out. Instead, it's Mezzi breaking the silence out from Cave. Dexter tucked in, playing the extremities, gives them room. Shaw, nail-biting shot from Nealon, and Mezzi plucked out of the round as well. Crims finds one, but the bomb makes it into B. There's a separate fight going on as Roy moves out of the cave, but Kios domes him. This is quickly getting away from fnatic. They saved for this buy. They saved to give themselves a chance.
nade.
That nade goes in, and it will level the playing field. Nealon,
He's
is he
out.
ready for a man in the sight? He's not. Crims locates him, and now it's all on Isaac. This one flips on its head quickly as Isaac has got to offer up the clutch. First kill found. It's all the pressure on Afro, the new boy. He's got to spam this. He's run out of time. He can't win the round anymore. And so even though he wins that fight, the 13th round goes the way of GamerLegion. The money starting to bottom out for fnatic, starting to become a problem.
He could have spammed him. He could have knocked him out through the wall. Isaac was low enough. He was tagged up. He was sub 50. An AWP shot should have done it just on the lip. But he didn't want to risk it all on a gamble. He didn't know the health, nor the exact angle, but that was right there for the taking. 13-10, and the money, and its final ditch attempt for fnatic. Lose this and likely elimination.
Yeah, that's crazy. And after Afro has looked so good in this fnatic team, since he's given us some high impact rounds, that might be the one that shapes the entire trajectory of this third map.
The one that got away. And Acorn, no doubt about it, right? We said the head-to-head, well, it was 11-4 coming into the third map. He has been besting, 11-4 against him, by the way. Acorn the 4 over Afro, and he has been besting him in this one, at least in this T side, picking him multiple times. Stifling the French AWP prodigy, and now GamerLegion, it is in the palm of their hand. They just have to squeeze.
I mean, you've got fnatic right where you want them. They're working within limitations in this round. They already don't have everything you would like. And if you win it, you are teed up to take the series, to move forward, to face Cloud9. There's that head-to-head. And Afro will make amends, make his peace with that last round by opening up this one for a 5v4 in fnatic's favor. GamerLegion up and leave. They want distance between them and Afro's AWP. Now he is in a spot where he can look to reposition here. He's taken up this line over towards the CT spawn. So as this B pressure comes in, he could look to make his way around on the AWP. Might never be needed. Dexter's putting on a masterclass, flushed out by the molly, but Nealon cannot beat him. It takes Isaac with the spam.
It's done.
Never even looks Dexter in the eye. And so the man that's just robbed this round away, never even spotted by the opposition. fnatic keep themselves afloat. They needed this round. They were broke if they lost it. And so they're going to find it with 4 alive, and it's all off of Dexter in that B site hold. And the opener that Afro finds after his failed clutch in the round prior.
Can't underestimate that opening kill for Afro. Without that, they were ready to go. They had the bomb, they had the AWP. They were about to spill out into the least defended bomb site. Afro, tunnels them into B and into that multi-kill from Dexter. Again, a massive round from the in-game leader. He is now top fragging in his new team as a cooler. It screams, issues for other players perhaps, but that round couldn't have come at a more opportune time for fnatic. Nothing to play with here for GamerLegion, just that safe gun.
What's Isaac going to bring to the table? That could have been something, but Dexter's been down here infallible. His teammate is blindsided. Roy caught repositioning, so Dexter's got to do this himself. Mezzi moves in, trying to provide cover. Everyone falls, apart from Dexter. This man's eternal, the gift that keeps on giving, but he's eventually overrun. Crims! Oh no! What a whiff! That was fnatic's golden chance. This is pistols around the cup. Oh my god! They swing into Afro and they make it easy for him. They give him both of those fights. fnatic go from thinking that this was stolen away, that this was robbed, that this was lost, to a collective sigh of relief in seconds as Afro holds his nerve in the 1v2.
And that is a communication clutch. That looks ridiculous. That looks stupid for GamerLegion, but they think he's on the AWP. They think that he's going to kill one, the jumping player, and then they instantly trade. But fnatic tell him they're both low. His pistol's out, and he picks them both out of the sky. If he's on an AWP there, they will kill him. But Afro makes the right call. He believes in his teammates. He believes in the info. And it wins him the clutch. Another clutch AWP round, or round from the AWPer. But it only takes his sidearm. GamerLegion kicking themselves, an eco on their plate, but they still respond.
This game is wild. You said gloves were off earlier on. No, they're off now. Dexter with this AWP. Can he do it? Only one kill found from the captain. So often he's had to multi-kill in defensive B. This time his teammates need to help. They gotta lend a helping hand. Crims, dead on the short side. Roy moving around and Mezzi looking to swing to end this. Looking to tie the game up at 13 all. It's just Isaac in a 1v2. And it's a damn good try, but Roy puts a stop to it. fnatic arrive at a tie game after all.
There's no gloves, there's no skin on those fingers. It's just bones, Harry, battering each other. And fnatic might end up winning this game. They might steal it away at the very end. And GamerLegion will not forget about that 2-on-1. They have dug their own grave. Look at the money, look at the buy. It is a mess. 14 on a plate. I say that GamerLegion almost just won this round with that B hit. The Glocks almost did it, but almost won't cut it. It's been the captain carry for Dexter. Now Nealon needs to do the same with his hero AK. Kioz, king of entries, attempts a dig on B. It doesn't go well. The rest of his team floating around middle. We've got Crims trying to jump spot to get that information, but he just rotates out. He checks A and comes back. Even a jump, it's going to be massive info. Did he see them? They're ducking. I think he should have. Now he hears them. Roy has that cross.
Ugly. He will go back in for more. Roy never knows when to quit, and with support from Crims, he feels content. Acor's Deagle can't find any more than one. It's there. They will just overwhelm GamerLegion down in mid.
How have fnatic held on to this game? I do not know. They have had some unbelievable rounds go against them. I mean, both teams really have.
I mean, yeah, both teams can say that. Both teams that they've won some wild clutches, they've lost some wild clutches. This has been a brawl of a game. And now at the 11th hour, GamerLegion risk having it all come undone.
It'd be heartbreaking.
One of these teams was never going to survive the night, but you didn't know it would be in a spectacle like this. Roy, one found through the mid-smoke. What a way to start this off. fnatic just ease back into the warm comfort of a 5v4. Now it's GamerLegion with all the pressure on their shoulders.
What can Nealon call? How can he bail them out of this one? Stoic are fnatic, tucked in to their safe angles, giving away no pick. Roy makes a play through the smoke. Kioz looking for this crucial entry. He's found it. That might be a bail for GamerLegion. That might be a bucket to pull water out of the boat. Crims doesn't know. They've walked right through main. They've hit the timing. He throws that smoke, but do they hear the pin pull? Does Isaac check back behind him? No. Crims holds the shot. He wants everything. He wants all the glory. And this whiff he doesn't find. It's an easy kill. Bomb drop. Plenty of time for Afro to find two more. And Nealon now, the captain of GamerLegion, has to do something. It's impossible. 3 shots for Afro. All 3 connect. And right as Acor was taking the reins as the AWPer in the second half, Afro shuts out GamerLegion. That might be their tournament. They call a timeout, the final one. And this might be their final round.
The last 5 in a row going the way of fnatic as they have built into this comeback. They've built in right as the doors were closing. And for someone as new to this level, to these stresses, to this pressure, as Afro on the big stage, it's so impressive that even after failing that 1v1 that felt like it could have broken fnatic, he has kept up appearances. In fact, he's been even more involved. He's felt like he's been pushed harder, like he's had to try harder here. And he's made it work. He's carved a path, him and Dexter, very much the men that fnatic owe everything to in this third map. And so GamerLegion, they have impressed us all tournament long with their resilience, their ability to bounce back in these series. No game has felt like too much for GamerLegion. But will it all come unraveled in a near full 30-round game here on Ancient?
Do fnatic panic here to full execute on A? Is trying to draw everyone back out. Dexter's running a rotation, caught with his knife out and his pants down. The whole GamerLegion run into the B-bomb site and they get the entries required. Kios the king again. 3 entries and GamerLegion don't go down without a fight. Not tonight. And this save, it matters. If they want the AWP, they've got to get out. GamerLegion, what a cheeky pocket play. The full exec on A. And Dexter falls right for it after the game he's had, the reads he's had,
he's
the
been a rock.
individual performance he's had on B, the lockdown rounds. And he is the first domino that falls. You know what happens to the rest of them? 30 rounds at bare minimum in map 3.
Crazy. And, you know, it's not even some insane convoluted strat, but fnatic have had to be pretty agile on these rotates. They were leaning triple B. They were ready for a push on that side of the map. And when you're dedicating that many resources, when Afro's calling that he's getting flashed off the angle, it just triggers that moment of panic. And that moment of panic has given GamerLegion a way in. Kios at nearly 30 kills deep, trying to carry that GamerLegion flag into overtime. Dexter once again is caught out in the open, and so the B site falls to GamerLegion, kneeling with one more. And this is the push that looks to bring us into overtime. Roy deleted, Crims mopped up. Afro has had some phenomenal rounds in this game, but expecting him to 1v4 to save the tournament for fnatic, that's asking too much, surely. Making his way through the cave, he does find a timing here for one free kill, but now that element of surprise is gone. 2 bullets in the AWP, 2 bullets in the AWP. They jiggle him from the site. There's no way he can win this. There's no world in which he wins this, and they'll run him down. Into overtime we go. GamerLegion, they dig deep. They find that coveted overtime round. Kios, it takes some monumental work from him to get them there. And now twice in a row, they've uprooted Dexter on his bomb site.
Yeah, that one I can't explain away, right? Like, first makes sense, he got completely faked out, but he's just caught jumping on a reposition. An extremely dangerous move. fnatic need to forget about it, brush it off, go next, because there's a fast mid attack. The spam again shreds GamerLegion, a kill and 2 players on 30 and lower. It comes at a cost. GamerLegion pay the price, but they still get an entry, they still get the site.
Oh, more spam. Crims with another. He's not even seen the opposition yet. Dexter's mopped up. Crims is trying to make a play. He feels that hero moment brewing within him. Onto a third before he's silenced. And now it all goes real quiet. fnatic know they've got the bomb, so there's got to be someone loose in the site somewhere. Acor is holding off, lending time to Volt to come in with the backstab. And fnatic are not considering this, so that one's free. Mezzi has to do it alone. He goes looking for Acor, but he can't find him. And so that decision to slow down in the chaotic environment of the A-side take, to lend Volt as much time as you can give him it's worth its weight in gold for GamerLegion.
You would not have bet your money on GamerLegion winning that round. They lose their top performer on a mid-smoke spam. 2 players are on 30 health, and they mid-round it. They flank all the way through red, robbing the round right back out of fnatic's fingers. This is tense.
And what a wild story it's going to be, where if Dexter, who has been phenomenal in this series, if his misstep over towards B proves to be the way in, the linchpin that gave GamerLegion a leg up to get to overtime.
Not once, but twice in a row. Disaster. Great warbangs here. Acor's been put very low on that boost. 1 bullet will do it. A gust of wind. Dexter. I mean, his peaks on long with flashes were fantastic. But has he lost that?
Yeah, I think you probably do lose that spark, right?
Full of fear. And maybe for good reason with the AWP here, but Dexter's lining up a flash. He wants to go for it, full send. He's still cocky.
Not.
He's still confident, and I want that out of him. But the AWP just departed. Acor's gone back to throw an exec. As he playing the smoke, Roy picked in red. And it's still going to be a B hit.
The resmokes are a little awkward. It's going to leave this one down to the wire for GamerLegion. They're going to be playing this within the closing segments of the round, but the spam's connecting on Dexter. They hear that.
They know position.
They know where he can be. They know where he could have got to, and Acor deletes him on the entry. Mezzi, he has had a quiet series by his standards, and he's going to get backstabbed here. Never even allowed to find impact. A second in overtime for GamerLegion. These boys are believing now. And as Crims moves in, he knows from just how long he's played this that this isn't a round made for him. This isn't one for the highlight movies. He's going to get locked out by Acor's AWP. Fnatic can feel that this game is slipping through their fingers.
Yeah, but it's been back and forth the whole series long, right? No one's been safe at any point in the series, but 2 rounds in a row, that's not a good start for Fnatic. Acor put down to 5 health off of spam at the start of the round, goes on and finds 3 kills on his AWP. He has kept that Paris form and brought it to Germany. Roy jumping right into middle in a dangerous spam spot. He can climb up and clear B lane. Mezzi's taking that real estate. Bombs rotating back to mid though. GamerLegion have loved taking mid, delayed. Right when you start to discount it, right when your second smoke fades. Or will this be one of the actual A commitments? They have the execute smokes, they rarely use them. They've left Nealon all the way back in T-spawn to cover B aggression, but still this lane info is controlled by Fnatic. He's trading out util, he's trying to make it seem like they are committed here, but it's all about mid. Dexter in the prying eyes. He locked into that cubby. Crims covers. He swings out in mid. They line up for Crims. He finds a double, and Acor cannot chase that kill down as he escapes through the cave. 2-on-4 back the other way. Fnatic trying to slip one in at the end of the half.
The aggro from Afro in main feels crazy. He's trying to take some aggressive real estate here. At least he will be, you know, the canary in the coal mine. If he dies over in main, they know that this A play's coming in, and he's got a good angle for this fight. Nealon dead, the bomb away from GamerLegion. Fnatic looking good to at least find one to close out this first half of OT. And it's a commanding performance from Crims as he lets loose down in middle to get them there. This one's still up in the air.
It will be till it ends.
They're gonna feel good with the 2 rounds they're able to muster up there. They're gonna feel good with how they went down, with how out of it Fnatic felt.
Remember regulation, we didn't really have mid takes for GamerLegion. They were fine conceding it and letting Fnatic run really fast donut splits. This time it's different. Volt goes for it. He can play bounce flashes off of donut. He can fight through this smoke. Kills his delaying his spam. He will again go for it.
Look at Acor. Look at Acor on the minimap. He is
with
Cyclops mode the whole way through main. I've watched it on our POV monitor. He has walked this whole damn way, and he strikes the back line. Dexter, while he's trying to micro, while he's trying to direct the flow of this round, has been plucked out of it, and now he has to sit back helpless as the man topping the charts for Fnatic. He will watch on as GamerLegion look to steal this round away. Acor, no choice but to let them pass. The route to A is open.
Yeah.
Volt looks to move in, trying to offer up a bit of resistance, but he doesn't want to get caught out on his own here. Concedes the site, lets them have it. That move from Messi, it is so optimistic. Fed to the wolves, Afro with a jiggle, will find one on his AWP. How much more can Fnatic muster here? Up on the line, flash goes in, peek on the back of it, but another shot out of Afro. They're wrapping him through middle. They've got him boxed in from CT and he doesn't know where to look. Back turn to Donut, but that smoke locks out that point of rotation. He might have to go back. He's feeling a pressure to fight for CT. Paranoid about what lurks on the other side of that smoke. This guy has given Fnatic so many lifelines, so many chances, and GamerLegion are giving him a lot of respect here.
Yeah.
They've given him a timing to back off and play around this bomb in the donut.
He waits for the tap. There's no smoke. There's no util. And he is patient. He gives them nothing. They have no idea on the reposition. He could be anywhere. Someone's got to get the stick. That's a good angle for him. He can clear this one, but it's a missed shot, and the bomb comes through. Defuse. And match point, elimination point for GamerLegion to knock Fnatic out. A nice try for Afro. His heart must have been racing.
Yeah, it's in those moments, you know, all the adrenaline's coursing through, and that's where your hands get shaky. That's where that conscious, that voice in the back of your head becomes so loud. And that one missed shot that just sails past, that was the opportunity.
2-on-5 into a 1-on-2. They should never have been in that round in the first place. And I guess they never will. But no round is safe to close right now in this series. We've seen some unbelievable clutches and 2-on-4s, all the likes. Acor has had enough with this series. He wants to send them packing. Dexter runs out through a smoke. The same can be said. Afro gets a pick. It's all falling apart. That's 30 kills for the French Orpa and the B site unlocked.
Now Dexter's going to be a long way away. Thankfully that bomb crosses in. The Fnatic have lost rounds like this on the bomb being caught back at lane. Dexter is just lost to the hands of time. It's a 3-on-3 over towards the B site. But if Dexter can find this timing on Acor in middle, the retake never even has the legs to go on. And even though Acor's considering it, you can't hold this forever. You've got to go with your team. And so Dexter sails them down the river in it. It's just Kios, 1v4, worried about middle, no ground, no leg to stand on. And as he goes up the ramp, Messi will deal with him. Fnatic are 1 round away from a double overtime affair.
Run it back, baby. You got to earn it, GamerLegion. You don't get through the groups of Cologne for free. They learned that against the Mongols. And Fnatic are taking them just as far as the clock strikes midnight. 17-18. Acor doing everything he can to drag them through it, kicking and screaming with Kios right by his side. Crims again has just been the reckoning in middle, whether it's smoke spamming the CT red smoke or running out into Donut. He's been doing it all. The flash is awkward. There's no one there to punish. Again, GamerLegion go back to no mid info. It's very dangerous. Fnatic walk the tightrope out mid. 3 players in the bomb. Roy holds for B aggression, and Neelan back in regulation was giving it down the ramp. Dexter doesn't make an early play this time, but it does insinuate that we've got an A split on our hands. Double AWP. Isaac's locked in temple. He can't really assist with this. His only fight is onto Dexter. It's up to Volt inside of the site. Gone after 1. Isaac hits his required shot, but Fnatic have Donut in the post plant. This is powerful. They just need the plant.
Roy was lurking outside of B earlier on to try and keep them here, but he's so far away as this bomb goes down. Once again, it's another one of these rounds where it might be 3-on-4, but it's a 3-on-3 in the site. And with that falling on that swing, this could start to get away from them.
It's not
Roy is too far. Roy is too far away. And Acor, what a time for him to rise back to that Paris form. He's still got that je ne sais quoi that he had back in Paris. Fantastic performance from GamerLegion. as once again they look to make everyone look like fools for ever doubting them.
Yeah, you write them off, but this core made it to the final of a major for a reason, and the new additions are here to play. Neelan injecting energy inside of this team. And Volt there, giving a surge of power as well. What a series from Afro. He put up some phenomenal orb shots, some unbelievable clutches in his Cologne debut, but that is all it will be inside of the group stages. And Mezzi defeated by his former organization, the first org to give him a chance in EU Counter-Strike.